river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me. Run through.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to Be My Guest. Today we have a really fun author back, Nicole Raheja. Welcome back, Nicole.
Thank you for having me back.
You're welcome. We waited a while because of the COVID, and finally I've got her back now. And you may remember she wrote Redefining Positive, How to Use Validation to be a Positive Force in People's Lives. That's when we first met, I believe. That's what you had.
Yes.
And now she has, and this is a lot of fun. I know it's geared for, what age group would you say?
Probably preteens and teenagers, but adults can also enjoy it as well.
Right here. I had a blast with this book. It's called All About You, a Personality Quiz Book. She's going to leave a copy downstairs in the Upton Library, and we'll talk about how you can get a copy yourself. Where did you come up with the idea for a quiz book?
So I've always really loved quizzes. When I was like 11 or so, I got my first quiz book, and I just used to love taking the quizzes. I loved giving them to everybody I knew, and I kind of always knew that I wanted to write my own quiz book, but I wanted to do something different because a lot of the quiz books that I grew up with, the results would sort of tell you how you should be. Like, for example, if you answered mostly A's, the results might say, well, you really should try to be more like someone who answered mostly B's. And I knew that I wanted to write a quiz book that was fun like that, but that validated how everybody came out. That if you answer mostly A's, I don't tell you try to be more like someone who answered mostly B's. I tell you, here's how to navigate the world as someone who answered the way that you did, and respecting that any answer is okay, not telling people to be more this, more that.
Yeah, like online if you go to some quizzes. Sometimes I'm a little hesitant, but not enough hesitant. I love taking quizzes. My father was into the, what's that thing? The Myers-Briggs personality. Yeah. Whoa! He brought that home. I was maybe in my 20s. He brought that home one day. I'm like, oh, this ought to be fun. But I thought, why is Dad trying to analyze us? Good luck to him, Now, All About You, a personality quiz book. And it's for adults, too, because right here, I absolutely love it. And now, one of the chapters I absolutely love, I like them all. What art interests you? And she has all these different questions, very good, fair questions. And at the end of each of her quizzes, she has, like, if you chose lots of A's, or B's or C's, and it just kind of suggests very gently, like, this might be your thing. I love the way you handled it. Now, I love to do this with her books. She has a wonderful table of contents, and I'm going to let you just take it from here. Are you a planner or spontaneous?
Okay, so that quiz asks you, are you someone who likes to have everything planned out, everything set in stone, or are you more in the middle, or are you someone who is spontaneous, likes to do things spur of the moment? And what's neat about that quiz is that the way I give the results helps you navigate the world based on how you come out. Like, for example, if you answer mostly A's and that means that you're a planner, a lot of the types of quiz books I grew up with would tell you, oh, if you're a planner, you really should try to be more spontaneous, more flexible, and sort of tell the spontaneous person, oh, you should really get better planning skills, kind of pushing them both to the middle. And what I do is actually, at the end of the quiz, advise people on how to navigate the world. If you come out to be a planner, I'll actually give you suggestions on how to be a better planner, how to, check the weather before an outdoor event, call a venue and make sure they're going to be open. And the reason I advise that is because someone who comes out as a planner cares very deeply about following through with their plans, so it's more important for them to be a skilled planner to make sure their plans come true. Somebody who's more spontaneous doesn't really need that advice because they'll be okay with whatever happens. They're not going to be as bothered by it, so I advise the spontaneous person to do things that'll reduce how much planning they have to do, such as saying everyone is responsible for your own ride when we go to the beach, or everyone pack your own picnic lunch, so that way you have less to deal with. So it kind of tells you, how to be a better planner, how to be more spontaneous based on how you come out, and they're both valid.
I like it because usually, a lot of the quizzes they'll say, well, you need to approve on this, right? Or you do. I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, like as far as planning is spontaneous, I like to plan, definitely. But it's like having plan A and plan B. Okay, if it rains, you're going to have a yard sale, the heck with it. We'll go to the next day or whatever. That I can handle that. All right. Social or alone time? I'm both. What do you do?
Oh yeah, well you can come out to be both, and that's one of the good things about taking it as a quiz book versus online is that you can see all of your results. You know, it won't just tell you you're this type, but you can see if you answered a lot of them. So that quiz has 3 choices. If you answer, you know, mostly A's, you like alone time, mostly B's, you like sort of a mixture, or you like social time with small groups of people, like one-on-one gatherings, and mostly C's is that you like big social events with a lot of people. And you can come out to be, you know, a lot of different things on that. And also what's really special about this is that when I was growing up, pretty much anything, any quiz I saw where there was a choice of being less social, it almost always assumed that, oh, you must be shy, you must have social anxiety, that you must be choosing the thing that's not social because you're afraid of it. And I never really had anything that validated wanting more alone time as just a regular personal preference. And so that's what this book does. Like, all of those choices imply like you just prefer to do this, and sometimes the alone choice even involves choosing what you might like to do as opposed to doing something that's like, well, I'm only doing this to hang out. And it validates needing the social time as well, and it validates, you know, how to achieve all of those things. So,
and I don't know about you, but in the family I grew up with, if you didn't have at least a good dose of being an extrovert, you'd be teased.
Yeah.
So I had to learn. I love to be alone. I mean, I love my alone time. I'm very happy in my office for hours, but it was kind of a survival thing. My father was very outgoing. He'd get up in the morning and he'd say, "How you doing?" I go, "Okay, just okay." You know, you get an idea.
Yeah.
You bring home a B, it's got to be an A. I mean, it's like, whoa. You know, okay, don't ask me. Nicole, where are you going to be appearing coming up?
Well, I don't have any appearances yet, but I mean, I'll be looking into that.
It'll be coming up. If someone would like to reach you or get your book, how can they?
So my book is available on Amazon. It's also available at Stillwater River Publications in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, or on their website. And you can reach me at my website, NicoleRaheja.com, if you'd like to contact me for a speaking engagement. And I'm on YouTube under my name, Nicole Raheja.
So you're at Stillwater. Steve Porter, he's great. And Dawn, his wife.
Oh,
a little plug out in Pawtucket. They're good for publishers.
And they did my cover design, which came out
too.
really nice.
Okay, now remember I mentioned the what art interests you? This question had me stuck. It said, your school, be any age, your school is painting a mural on the side of the building and asks for volunteers to help. Okay. You sign up right away because it sounds like a lot of fun. Okay. I didn't know how to answer it because I wouldn't sign up right away unless I knew, because art's so individual.
Yeah.
And somebody could say, "Oh, you went into my space." I think in that type of setting, not if they say, "Hey, Jan, you can do it, you know, whatever you want," great. But if it's going to be a group of us, just my gut feeling with me would be, okay, what are my boundaries? You see what I mean? Like, where does my partners end and yours begin? Then okay. I've seen them in Worcester. Have you seen the murals going up?
Oh, yeah,
there?
they're really nice.
Yeah, but usually I see one person doing something at a time. That's pretty cool, too. Oh, I love this section on the art thing. I just didn't know how to answer it. It was so cool. What's your desired life place?
So that has to do with how busy you like to be, and the choices are, you know, you can like to have a slower, unhurried pace where you have a lot of free time. You can be sort of in the middle, some free time and some scheduled, or you can be someone who likes to be really busy and having a lot go on.
Yeah.
And that quiz really validates all of the different ways that you can prefer for your life pace to be, because I know sometimes there's kind of an assumption, especially with kids, that, you know, you're always going to be like running from soccer practice to dance lessons to this to that. And this validates that, you know, it's okay if that's not what you want. Like, it's okay if you'd rather have free time, and it's also okay if you'd prefer to be busy. And there's actually a fourth choice that says that your life piece is not your priority, and that's for somebody who, you know, you might say, well, I would prefer to have a less busy lifestyle, but maybe you have things that you're so interested in that you say, well, even though I don't like to be busy, I don't get a rush out of being busy, I'm willing to be busy because this particular thing is so important to me. So that's a choice as well, and the results sort of help you navigate what will make you the happiest.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I've got a friend who shall remain unnamed, but it's like a human doing instead of a human being. I can't do that. You know, it's like I used to do 2 or 3, 4 things in one day, but I enjoyed them. But then I began, as the years went by, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm starting to get a stomach ache seriously over this because maybe I'm dreading one part of it. So bring it down to maybe a dull roar. I have to do that for me. I don't know how some people just go bang, bang, bang. Growing up, my mother never scheduled me for a whole lot. I could come home, have cookies and milk, and maybe go to Girl Scouts, or maybe in the play at school, and that was about it. Get your homework done.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
I don't know how the kids do it these days.
Yeah.
I really don't. How much reminiscing time? That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's about sometimes when you've had something special happen in your life, you might feel like oh, I'm ready to do something else. You know, I just had a vacation and I'm ready to go do something else. But you might find that you like to spend a lot of time reflecting on what just happened, replaying it in your mind, maybe documenting it, maybe sorting through your photos, talking about it, writing about it, and it validates that that's perfectly okay, because I know sometimes you might sort of be pushed to move on to the next thing, and it's okay if you feel like you want a lot of celebrating time, like you want to celebrate doing one thing before you move on to something else. So it validates that, and it also validates if you don't want to spend your time talking about what you've already done and you want to just think about what you're doing next.
It's like our grandparents, right? I mean, my grandfather would sit in his home office with his pipe, look out the window, check out the neighbors. This is long when he was retired.
Yeah.
And then through growing up, the reminiscing of the older people stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that, but you know, it depends on, I guess, your family. Here we go. Motivation, or you're being pressured.
Yeah, so yes, so that talks about if you're someone who likes motivational pressure, or if you find that it bothers you and makes it worse for you, because, you know, sometimes some people like the feeling of motivational pressure if someone's like sort of telling you do this, do that, or if you're in sort of an organized thing where, you know, maybe you have like a gym buddy, you have a study buddy, someone that you're accountable to. Some people like that, but for other people, like for myself, I come out as not liking that. That actually makes you feel worse about it and not want to do the activity anymore. That causes the problem. And there's a third choice for it having no effect, because for some people it's like it doesn't make it better, it doesn't make it worse, it just kind of doesn't do anything. So this really validates which way and what type of environment you thrive in, because some people might thrive in environments where, you know, you have a gym buddy, you have a study buddy, you have like a writer's group to keep you on track, and other people might thrive more when you have that free space and feel like, okay, this is in my control and I can go to the gym when I want, I can write when I want, I can do these things when I want to, and like you enjoy it because you don't have the pressure.
We are talking with Nicole Raheja, and I'm telling you, this girl is a leader. And I've always thought she's going to go far. She has, besides her first book, You May Be Redefining Positive, okay? That's excellent in and of itself. The second one is all about you, a personality quiz book. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Cozy up at bedtime, cozy up with it, whatever, you know, and it's fun. It's not one of those tests that you go, oh my God, I wish I'd never taken it. This is fun. All ages, you know, teens, preteens, but adults too. I highly recommend it. And if it's something about school, think back or think to something you're doing, right? So you're doing now and how you, let me see. There's so many wonderful chapters, tests in here. Okay, which book genre fits you?
So that's kind of a just for fun quiz that discusses like what type of book might you be interested in reading. Say you're looking for, I want to read something else and I'm not sure what.
Yeah.
So the choices are, if you answer a certain way, you might like mysteries and adventure type of stories, or you might like fantasy, sci-fi type of stories, or the third choice is like realistic fiction and real stories like memoirs. So that's a just for fun one to take if you're looking for a new book to read and aren't sure what type you might like.
When you go to the library, do you look at the spine, not just the cover and the title, but a lot of libraries are good at saying whether it's suspense, thriller, historical fiction.
Yeah.
I tend to go to thriller. Or the direct opposite, cozy mysteries.
Yeah.
I'm not too much into historical fiction. I'm not into the romance novels at all. It's just the cozy, cute mysteries. They cost about $7.99. That's cool. Or thriller, something like Patterson or something like that. And of course, I love this type of thing. So, how again can they get a hold of you and get your book?
So my book is available on Amazon, and it's also at Stillwater River Publications in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, at the store and on the website. And you can also reach me at my website, NicoleRaheja.com, and I also have a YouTube channel, Nicole Raheja.
She did her own during the pandemic, right?
Yes.
I think that is so brilliant. That is great. All right, now. Okay, all right. What motivates you?
Okay, so this talks about what type of things motivate you, and I have 5 different choices on that quiz. You can be motivated by fun and just enjoyment and pleasure of the activity you're doing. You can be motivated by personal achievement, reaching your goals, beating your own best rather than beating somebody else. You can be motivated by competition, playing to win, competing against other people. You can be motivated by being able to showcase your talent, like, show it to other people, get praise and things like that. And the 5th one is being motivated by making a difference, knowing that what you did made an impact on other people. Mm-hmm. And that quiz goes through all different types of situations, like sports, performing, writing, art, like all different kinds of things you could be interested in, mm-hmm. and talks about what you would enjoy the most out of it, what would motivate you, because that's important to know in terms of what you might like to do. Like if you're someone who really gets more pleasure out of just doing things for fun and enjoying the activity, you might be happier going to a type of event where everybody's really just there to have fun and it's all in good fun and it's not really serious competition, whereas somebody who is motivated by competition might rather be in a group that's much more serious about we're doing this to win. Mm-hmm. So that's important in terms of knowing how you'd like to be involved in what you like and what might interest you.
That is so true. I know that in high school I could have cared less about the sports, the girls' sports. I mean, I'd go to the football team, and I'd be out of the boys, but my best friend joined the drill team, the girls' drill team. Mm-hmm. There was the swimming, but they were so competitive. I always wondered, like, what is with that? I like, it's fun. If it's going to be like an art, I hate the word competition, but if it's like the Grafton Library, if you want to, you can, do this little art thing, and it's a long story, but you just hand it in, and then when it's all ready to open, the new Grafton Library, mm-hmm. they're going to exhibit all of them. Nobody loses. That's what I like. Everybody wins. It's a win-win situation. When you have, like in many corporations, companies, mm-hmm. Let's say you're at a table, and it's a conference.
Yeah.
There's usually 1 or 2 in every crowd that wants to hog the limelight, that says, oh no, I know everything, and then the staff make the mistake of saying, oh, we've got a real live one, let's just keep focusing on what that person has to say. I quit 1 or 2 groups because of that, because I was one of the minions sitting there, just like that person was, but I could see the handwriting on the wall. Yeah. This isn't going to be a fair shot. You're not going to be hearing everybody, are you? And this guy happened to own his own company, so he was way ahead of the lot of the game. Mm-hmm. And some of the nice people volunteering were coming in from all over the lot. Maybe they were a farmer, or maybe they worked in a hospital. It was totally different. And I watched them sitting there, and they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
And then when I quit that, I was called, and they said, "What? Why'd you do that? Why?" And I was honest about it. And I think I shocked them. But you have to be. If you have a book group, right? I have found that in some book groups there's always one who wants to take over. Not the person leading it. That's okay. but we're all bozos on the bus, right? So give everybody else a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I like that. What career fits you? What if you are cursed with a lot of interests?
Well, that quiz actually tells you how to combine your different interests. So it won't give you a specific career, but it divides into 4 categories where you can come out. If you're someone who really likes to be active, I suggest careers that are more hands-on, like making things with your hands or doing things outdoors or that are active, careers like that. And the second one is if you like to work with people. If you're a people person, you might like to be like a teacher, a counselor, working in medical fields, someone who works with people. The third one is creativity, if you like doing things that are in the arts or writing. And the fourth one is like science, math, technology, if you're interested in like business, technology, things like that. And the results actually tell you how you can combine different interests together. Like if you like technology and art, you might like
technology. No, I say my husband got me for Mother's Day one of those handheld gadgets, smartphone, whatever the heck the thing is. And do you know I still haven't figured out? I hate it. I'm like, I told him, I hate this. And I don't know. But if you'd given me, well, this is just sort of a thing. But if I had one of those fantastic coloring books that are out,
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Or I designed my own and greeting cards. I'd be happy as a clam.
Yeah.
And it just seems to be whether you're skilled that way or you're not. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't seem to combine it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, like, if someone did have both those, you could be, like, a graphic designer, or, if you combined, like, say you liked science and working with people, then you might like to be in a medical profession, if you like people and being active, you might like being a gym teacher, so, there are all different ways to combine.
And being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I mean, in my family, we had, I don't know how many entrepreneurs. I like that idea. You're working on your own pace. See what I'm saying? And then you call your own shots. You know your biorhythm. You know when you're best and when you can give the most to your clients, that type of thing. Again, we're talking with Nicole Raheja. She's one of our star authors here. This girl is fantastic. Her quiz book, personality quiz book, all about you. And the first one was redefining positive. How to use validation to be a positive force in people's lives. For someone so young, she amazes me. You really, really do.
Thanks.
Now, do you have any plans yet to appear? People, you whet people's appetites. They're going to want to meet you, okay?
Yeah.
Anything yet? You have any desires yet to go out?
I'd like to. I'm not really sure yet. Like, I don't have anything planned yet.
What do you do? Do you have a job other than the writing?
I work in finance outside of writing.
She's good at finance. Oh, my God. Now, there's another one that really got... how do you respond to conflict?
Oh, okay. So that quiz has 4 different choices where you can either be a problem solver, that when a conflict arises, you look for a way to solve the problem. You can be someone who's more flexible and laid back, where like you don't really need a solution because the problem didn't matter that much to you to begin with. You can come out to be someone who sort of looks for a silver lining, looks for like a way to get something positive out of it, or you can be someone who looks for emotional support, that when something's wrong you need to just like let your feelings out and talk to people about it. And what's important about this quiz is that it validates all of those ways of being equally. That, I think in real life a lot of times there's pressure to be the kind of chill person who's flexible and also to be someone who looks for something positive. And this tells you that, if you're someone who, like, when a conflict happens, you need to talk to people about it, you need a lot of emotional support, you need to cry, like that, like the results show that is completely okay. Like that's just as good as being the one who wants to do something positive about it. And it also tells you how to solve problems in a way that work for you. Like, for example, let's say you're in school and your favorite activity gets cut. Somebody who gets the problem solver result, they might want to fight to get that activity back. Like maybe start a petition, maybe find some way to maybe start the club outside of school and make sure that you still get to do it. Whereas somebody who comes out as the positive one, the one who wants to get something else out of it, might, instead of fighting, feel like, well, I think I'll take this opportunity to try a different activity that I didn't used to have time for. So it kind of tells you how how to solve problems in a way that will make you feel the best in
I
the
like
end.
that. You tell people, be part of the solution, not the problem. And if I was in let's say, a conference with a group of friends, like I was saying about the meetings I was going to, it's like if you exclude, a lot of people are afraid to speak up, right?
Yeah.
Or they're not going to listen to me. I'll just let the ones who look like the leaders do it. I think if it's possible, a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Include everybody. If you're a good leader, include everybody in that group. Harry, what do you think? Sue, what do you think? And talk about it. Not just let a certain few lead the thing. That's when I leave. Because if I see that and other good people being ignored, I'm out of there. Even if they want me to be the leader, I'm like, then it can't be this way. Everybody needs to be included, and I want to hear what everybody has to say. I may not agree with them, but I want to hear what they say.
Yeah.
Now, well, here we go. What's your group project role? Are you the leader, or are you one of the ones who are volunteering, right?
Yeah, so that one has 4 choices. So the first choice is if you're not really a group project person, if you're someone who just likes to work alone, that's fine. And the second one is if you're someone who likes to get things done efficiently, like just kind of get the project done. The third choice is if you're a leader, you like to have a leadership role. And the fourth choice is if you're more of a people person, more social and things like that. And it talks about how all of those roles are important. You know, it validates if you're not a group project person. It doesn't tell you, oh, you know, you really should learn to work with people. And it gives each person advice on sort of how to navigate a project using your own strengths. Like, these are ways, like, say if you're the person who doesn't like group work but you have to do it, you know, it advises you and like give each person a job, and then you go do your job on your own.
Each one's strength, right?
Right. And then like the efficient one gives advice on like, and this is sort of framed in the context of like a school project, but you can still apply it in other ways. It gives you advice on how to be more efficient and how to, you know, and if you're the leader looking for leadership opportunities that you might enjoy, you know, being president of the club you're in, and if you're the one who's more social, how to use those strengths in terms of, you know, using the opportunity to make friends and also making sure that, like you said, that everybody gets a turn.
At least
to
heard,
say,
you know?
Yeah.
Now, you work in a finance job during your regular hours. Have they ever asked you to get up and speak at one of the meetings?
Oh, no, I haven't had to do that in my job.
You'd be fantastic because of the leadership. I can see so much. I've always had. And I think that, it's so young. Nicole Raheja, I know she's coming back. She's coming back. There's another one coming maybe within a year or so, you think?
Yeah.
And now we got to get this one out. All about you, personality quiz book. Check downstairs up to the library, okay? In the local authors section dedicated, pick up a copy there. And then before we close, again, how can they reach you and your book?
So my book is available on Amazon and at Stillwater River Publications in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. And you can reach me at my website, NicoleRaheja.com, and on YouTube, Nicole Raheja. And you can also follow me, Nicole Raheja, author and speaker, on Facebook, where I'll be posting if I have events, if you're interested.
Nicole, not only are you come across to me as a leader, but I think you'd be an excellent moderator. You know what I'm saying? The person who is the go-between. When my son was in school, and he wasn't... Emotionally, he needed a little more stuff going, so I had to get what are they called? A mediator.
Yeah.
To speak with the school and with the parents. And I can see you as that sense of fairness, going in, listening to that person, going in and talking, and then bringing everybody together and saying, now, this is what we've got. You'd be great. I got plans for her. Thank you. And we'll see you next time and be my guest.
Thank you.